Hello good people, welcome to Keep Left, your all car guide to all things cars and all things automotive. As always, my name is Kev, the host who knows most about cars. And the car on review today is the source of more debates than Kim Jong-un. Keep it locked.
I need inspiration, don't need no validation, no more medication, just try some meditating. I don't need you to save me, feel like all of you hate me. Everything's been so hard with all the situations lately. I just need to numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain.
If you're a giant manufacturer like Toyota, once in a while, actually, every other time, you can do some things just to mess up your clients, the people who buy your cars. Take an engine, stick it in 20 different car models, give them different names, and let the people decide what they're supposed to be called. This car has more debates than you can actually think about. So most people refer to it as a RUNX, some people ALLEX. What do you think? It's an ALLEX. No, RUNX. ALLEX. No, RUNX. No, ALLEX. As in RUNX. This is the 2003 Toyota RUNX, or ALLEX for that purpose. It doesn't matter what you call it, it's the same thing. In fact, Toyota refer to this as the 9th generation of the Toyota Corolla with chassis codes of E120 or 130. Yes, it shares a chassis code with the NZD and the Fielder, but for this purpose, it is considered as a hatchback. And if you think about it, the front of this car looks exactly like most NZDs and Fielders in some cases. So this is the car that you're going to review today, and we're just going to be looking up to why this car is such a durable entity in its ownership. In fact, these cars have been known to hold up their value so well. In 2001, there were not so many cars coming in this size. This was quite a unique size, sorry for that, because the other cars that I can think about in that era were the Daihatsu Charade, which was in the late 90s. You also had the Nissan March, which was quite smaller. You'd had the Suzukis in the later generations, the later 90s, but this was quite a game changer. And I don't know if most people know this, but this car ended up being a success in terms of Toyota. This is because it maintains sort of a very classical shape, and in terms of usability and people who like these cars, you can't actually peg them to being either men or the ladies. It appeals to both. It is not a lady, it is not a dude. And it's not both, but it is a looker. The shape is very simple. You get subtle things like this spoiler just to bring out the shape of the car. And the overall slide from the back window, the rear window, is quite interesting and nice to look at. In terms of packages, these cars come with 3 and 4 packages if you think about it. So here's the thing. You have the standard X package, which later on I'll tell you which type of engine it comes with. You further have an S package, a Z package, and finally an Aero package, which functions as the sport package of these cars. In terms of shape and trim levels, they don't really change so much. You might get things like a spoiler, a different bumper, even the tail lights will be different in some cases. That's the difference between the ALLEX and the RUNX. But in essence, these two cars are the same thing, no matter which way you try and look at them. Let's go to the engine and see what it has. Under the bonnet, what you have as engine propositions come in 3 different types of engines. Now, the engine in this car is a quite familiar one because this is the 1NZ FE. If you don't know about the 1NZ FE, the predecessor to this car, which have featured the Toyota Auris 2nd generation, features the same car, just to show you how well this engine is able to run. In fact, the 1NZ FE is featured in so many cars in terms of Toyotas. You will find them in Pro Boxes, you will find them in Spacios, you will find them in an NZD, you will find them in Fielders, you will find them in BBs. They are in so many cars. The list is endless, and that is just to show you how well this engine is. This engine is a 1.5 liter engine. The second engine proposition equally features the 1NZ FE, but a 1.8 liter. Finally, you have the last engine proposition, which is the 1.8 liter engine 2ZZ-GE. And if you don't know something about the 2ZZ-GE, if you've heard of the Lotus, Elise, and Exige, it features the same engine. The 2ZZ-NG is a race engine from the word go. This engine was developed by Yamaha in cooperation with Toyota to do some of their fast cars. Its applications is equally well used in the racing circles. It's a powerful engine. In fact, from the factory, it features forged connecting rods from the factory. Think about that. It's quite a robust engine and features a lot of power. 1NZ FE engine features VVTI. VVTI stands for Variable Valve Timing with Intelligence. And the intelligent part of this is that this car per cylinder, it has 4 valves in order to be able to allow the car to have proper intake and evacuation of exhaust gases, which is something that works very well for the Toyota engines. In terms of gearboxes, the options are not so many because you will have 2 different types of gearboxes. What you have in this is the 4-speed automatic gearbox, which you'll find in most, combined with the 1NZ FE. When you come to the 2ZZ GE, which is probably the more powerful engine, you get the 6-speed manual transmission gearbox. There are cases that you might find some with 5-speed gearboxes, but they are very rare. They are simple as that, and they are quite robust and work with the combination of the engine. So now, considering this car was made from the 2001 to 2007, it has always maintained a very modest interior. Most of them come with this cloth interior, which is quite nice and easy to produce. That's one thing that Toyota always go for, because remember, Toyota is the biggest manufacturer, and as such, you can think about the numbers that they do. The interior of this car is simple and just quite easy to work around because it maintains a dark interior. Not bad. This almost plastic sort of interior, easy to clean and easy to use. The center console is also just dark and very simple to use. This is the 4-speed automatic transmission that I was mentioning earlier on. In terms of compartments, you are well taken care of. There's a compartment here. There are compartments here and here. Furthermore, there's main compartment here. And we won't forget the armrest, which acts as a compartment equally there. I like the size of the steering. Considering the size of the car, this is a proper size of a steering, which is quite nice. The surprising part about the back seats is that you maintain a lot of legroom. This is impressive by the considering the size of the car. The one thing that I don't like about the back is the transmission tunnel, and I won't fault the car because of that. But considering the size of this transmission tunnel, again, if you were to say you'd carry 3 people at the back, 1 person will have to commute in this position. Not quite comfortable, especially if you're going in a long commute. Again, you can always wedge your legs, isn't it? Yeah, so I won't fault the car on that. The back seats have a lot of space. We always have this sort of armrests and cup holders for you, which is quite thoughtful. Yeah, the headroom, I won't forget that. Quite nice amount of space in terms of you hitting the roof, which never happens if you think about it. Yeah, but the car is proper size. You won't feel, you can't actually tell that this car is a hatchback. It has a lot of space, and this is why I was saying they share chassis codes with the Fielders and the NZDs of this generation. Under the boot, you have very respectable size of the boot. I like subtle things like how they put this one here, so that when you lift the boot lid, you can actually put this here. Let me just try and do that with one hand, like that. And now you can access what is the compartments that you store your jack, your wheel spanner, and all that. Under this equally is the spare wheel, which is housed in good space. It's the donut, but it conserves on space. Quite thoughtful. The other thoughtful thing I find about these Toyotas is on this side you find a light switch to illuminate this area in dark times or at night. Quite thoughtful. The drivability of this car is quite interesting because it is very peppy. It picks up and go very easily when you press on the accelerator. and that means that you're able to go. The drivability is not. This car is not a slouch in any way. It's quite a peppy car. That's how I would describe it. As far as how it is to sit on, you can't actually tell that you're in a smaller car, because I have a lot of space in front, and at the back you have a lot of space too. What do you need to do to get your hands on one of these? Because this car, the last years of production for this were 2007. You're not going to get any new unit of this, but there are units that are highly maintained like this one. It's in quite good condition. So in terms of price, you will cough up, for the earlier models, you'll cough up anything from 450,000 to an upper limit of, I've seen this selling for around 700,000. And kid you not, the prices of these are going higher and for obvious reasons. This car is very durable. In terms of drawbacks, these cars have been known to consume a little bit more oil than they should. So it's quite prudent that you check on the oil levels. Equally, this is not necessarily a drawback. It just goes to show you how good this car is. These cars are prone to a lot of theft. So it's something that you need to know. Make sure that your insurance is in check, because might park it in one place and then it goes. Obviously, because these cars can be chopped up and sold to the highest bidder in terms of parts. If you haven't realized it by now, the Toyota ALLEX and the Toyota RUNX are pretty much the same thing. They are as different as the Olsen twins. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you've liked it, give it a huge thumbs up. Make sure you also subscribe and ring on the bell icon to get notification of future videos. And until next time, it is peace.